Today on Drawbli, Abby is
stealing Ben's workflow.
What? Click that subscribe button if you're new around here.
And comment below with ideas of what we can do to improve as artists.
And share your work online with the hashtag Drawbli.
Okay, Ben. Let me tell you about this.
Tell me about how you are stealing my workflow.
Well, I guess technically speaking, maybe it's not even truly your workflow, but you did share a YouTube video with me that I found to be quite illuminating, which you then employed in your previous video, some of what you learned from that. And so this is me employing what I learned from that YouTube video.
Okay.
The YouTube video was somebody doing a study on Sam Does Art.
Yes.
And I'll throw a link to that below here because I thought it was informative and other people might too.
Absolutely. Very well edited video as well.
Yes, it was very well edited. Unfortunately, I don't have the name pulled up in front of me, but check out the description. Yes. So one of the big takeaways I took from that particular video was starting everything in 2 colors.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So here's my skin tone, and then I did the Ahmed Al-Duri patented technique. It's not patented probably, but of sliding
pending.
halfway to dark,
yeah.
and then slightly warmer in this case for my shadow color. And then I stuck just to those for the duration of painting the skin. Sorry, this looks pretty scandalous right now.
Scandalous. Oh my God, Abby. How could you?
I know. It's a good thing I never took an actual like gesture drawing class in person in like a school, because me and a bunch of like watching nude models and trying to draw them, would I have been professional? Do you
Absolutely
think?
not.
I
no.
would have been. I would have been. Actually, what am I even saying? I'm literally a nurse. I have seen more naked people than most artists have seen in their entire lifetime. I'm getting off topic. Look how this is coming about.
Yes. Abby has seen some things. I've heard some things, and I things I wish I didn't hear.
Oh, no, it's not that bad.
All right, tell me about your 2 colors.
Okay, so orange, this darker orange.
Oh,
yes.
Very nice colors.
And as you can see from the reference, though, that may or may not be the most ambitious part of this portrait, because look at these clothes. If the reference pops up, they sparkle. They're colorful.
Not only do they sparkle, but they have fake, like, PNGs of sparkles on them.
I know, I saw that. I thought that was
like
very
you're zooming
funny.
in by the thumb, and there's like this little like 6-pointed star or whatever.
So I really like this reference because it was a chance to do 2 things.
8-pointed. Sorry, I can't count.
Practice being really simple with the skin and shadows with those 2 colors, which I deepened slightly in some areas. And then just for funsies, go and try to do this like wacky clothing that's all holographic and colorful.
Is that what you would call that? Holographic?
I would call it holographic, yeah.
It's like a very rare clothing. Like you get a subscription box, and it's like, oh my God, my clothes are holographic.
You are so funny. Everything to you is in reference to like cards. I didn't play Pokemon cards when I was
young. It's a holographic Charizard.
Oh my
The
gosh.
rarest clothing.
Yes, this is the rarest reference.
The rarest reference.
And anyway, so I got in and just, my workflow here was not the same workflow as above, where it's like 2 colors, although here it's kind of 2 colors.
Yeah.
It's more, let me get in here and just try to make what I see in this tiny little area, which turned out to my satisfaction. Honestly, I was pretty happy with how it turned out.
Very cool. I'm liking it so far.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I loved that side where there's all this light reflected from the skin of her arm. You can see all that
that's
color.
what that is.
That's why it's so orange there. Yeah, she's so orange. This is golden light on somebody who's already very tan. So I just went for a full saturated, screaming orange for her skin, and I think it looks awesome.
What's the name of the talking orange?
The talking orange?
On YouTube? Is it? It's like an orange with a face and a mouth. What?
What?
Isn't it called like the talking orange or something? What? You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
You're
it's like
crazy.
a famous thing.
It's not famous.
Okay. Well, tell me more about your your artwork here while I look up the talking orange.
The hardest part was to get the rainbow colors in believably without them looking too randomly splotched on there. The rest
it's
of
called
it,
the annoying orange.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I've
It looks
heard
like a
of it.
screaming orange.
Wow, it
so.
definitely isn't something I keep on the forefront of my mind as famous famous celebrity characters.
I think about it every night before I go to bed.
Is that how you fall asleep at night? The orange just screams you to sleep?
Yeah, it's really soothing. I have a podcast on loop that I just listen to of his voice screaming.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, where was I?
You're making some beautiful colors.
Yeah, some beautiful colors, holographic material, very fun to make. I have watched some very fascinating YouTube videos in the past by very good artists on how they make clothing look holographic with all these tips and tricks.
Yeah?
I didn't go look those videos up, and I didn't try to employ any of what I learned in those because it was long ago. And it involved getting into like the curves and balances.
Of course.
And like, it was just crazy. It was just crazy. So I didn't try to do that. And then when this is all said and done, and the sequins are in on the waist piece as well.
Of course.
I decided, even though the reference doesn't have a head, I'm gonna give this girl a head because, gosh darn it, I want to. But I just want to forewarn you, I did something that we never do in Drawbli, ever, because...
What's that?
Well, okay.
What do we never do in Drawbli?
Never do this.
We've never committed murder in Drawbli.
Well, it was like art murder.
We've never committed Grand Theft Auto on Drawbli. What?
Well, so I wanted it just to have a cute face, but that wasn't the focus of this portrait, and I wasn't going to spend this whole time on this picture.
I like the cool, like little dots brush that you're using there.
Thank you. I think it's a round brush.
Yeah, it's cool.
But I'm going to tell you
effect.
what I did. And
Oh, yeah,
you're going to
yeah.
be like horrified
I'm gonna be so angry
for what I did for this face.
Oh my god.
Okay, you ready?
I don't know if I am. Like, I might have to unsubscribe.
Don't unsubscribble, which, by the way, subscribble is something that 29, one of our commenters, said in a comment the other day.
Very clever.
And we were literally on our way somewhere just talking about, like, that was so clever. We've never seen that. That was so clever.
We're gonna have to start saying that
We
in
literally
our videos.
were.
Oh my god.
We were just like,
why are
oh
we
my
so
God.
stupid? Why have we never thought of this?
We were just tickled
What did
to
you
death.
do? What evil crime did you commit?
I traced the face because I didn't want to spend a million years working on proportions. I just wanted to give this body a head.
Abigail.
I know.
How could you?
I know.
I didn't think that you would sink this low.
I sank that low. But if it's any comfort, I painted the face myself.
No comfort.
Which is why and I did a lot of research for the reference for the face. Because
I'm disgusted.
yeah, I am too. Oh my gosh.
I don't even know what to say.
So full credit to the actual design of the face. It goes to Sam Does Arts because I was just like, I'm just gonna slap a Sam Does Arts face on here because blah 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 blah.
Very nice, very nice. I like what you're doing
fine.
with the sequins. This is such a hard thing to try to represent here.
Thank you. I know, it was definitely a weird exploration and made weirder by the conversation I was overhearing at Starbucks while I worked on this.
Oh no.
Which I really won't get into, but it was definitely like some siblings at a table just spilling the family drama to one another in a very like dramatic retelling.
Ooh, you're not gonna give any deets at all? I mean, you can't tease us like that.
Well, no, it was mostly about like, well, I'm like mom because so-and-so, and I'm like dad because this, and really getting into the deets of like why they are who they are.
I see.
And eventually I did lose interest in but in my AirPods. Okay, so at first, as you can see, I tried not to trace. I was like, let me just replicate this.
Try not to trace, but you realize
I'm
I'm just gonna trace.
I just was like, no, I'm not here to draw a face today. I just don't want to spend, I just didn't want to, so I didn't. I love that about art, you know, if you don't want to, then don't. If it's art for you.
I mean, I think the
should.
work that you did there stands just fine without, you know, putting a face on the character. You did so much on that clothing, and you learned so much from the shading on the face.
Thank you. I'm trying to decide now, and you, the viewer, will know what I did.
The viewer, yeah. Uh-huh.
What I did by now is if I do the thumbnail for this video, will I include the face in the thumbnail or not?
I don't know.
And you'll have to tell us, person watching from the future, which one I chose, because I have thumbnails ready for both, and I haven't decided. But yeah, this is how it went. I probably could have spent a lot longer refining, polishing. We always say that, but I was really happy to practice this technique of just 2 colors for everything, getting the lighting done. I think you talked about like doing 70% of the work should be done before you go in for like details.
Yeah, or no specific percentage, but like I think most of the work should be done like in the basics, like in the primary stage.
Yeah, it should read as what you want it to read as before you like go and do all that.
Wow. So
there we go.
The two-tone shading on that worked out really well. I think that's super cool.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of that, and ever since I saw that, I've been employing it in other videos. And it was reinforced, I'll have to talk about this in our next video too, by some other YouTube videos I just watched, which were recommended by another commenter. And I'll talk about that in a few days in another video.
Well, I really like the holographic clothing. I'm a sucker for holographic anything.
Me too.
I mean, holographic.
Me too.
Wow. Extra rare.
Yes, extra rare. I actually have slightly holographic Nike Air Force Ones.
That's insane.
It's so cool.
And if you want to be extra rare, you should click that subscribe button.
And comment below with ideas of what we can do to improve as artists.
Share your work online with the hashtag Drawbli.
And this is the part where we say goodbye.
Goomba.
Yes, my Nike Air Force Ones are actually specifically rave inspired.
Holographic shoes.
Yes, I've never been to a rave. I've tried to go to 2 and they've both been canceled out from under my feet at the last moment.
Out from underneath your holographic shoes.
Yes.
Very sad.
And it was sad both times. Anyway, the end.
Anyway, that's how we end all our videos.
The end.